think of horror subgenres, what comes to mind? Psychological horror? Action horror? Tuber horror? Depending on who you are, you might answer RPG horror. You'd be a weirdo, but RPGs have a surprising history with the genre, with classic games like Parasite Eve, but even iconic horror mainstays like Resident Evil started off as an RPG, with Tokuro Fujiwara's adaptation of Sweet Home, a licensed RPG for the Famicom based on the horror film of the same name. The game truly set the groundwork for a genre that would, in all reality, lie dormant for years. While Parasite Eve counts, it really is more resi cloned than true RPG. It would take until the era of the internet. Due to easily accessible development tools like the famous RPG Maker and even ROM hacking and modding, which allowed developers to build games using pre-existing works, cutting down significantly on development time. We started getting much more experimental works. Of course, there's the famous Ao Oni, a game that truly set the standard for the genre, along with Yume Nikki and Corpse Party, being further popularized by Mad Father, The Witch's House, and many others. Hell, even the modern day extremely popular genre of meta RPGs like Undertale or Omori have horror elements, or like Undertale, spawned from a horror hack. The Earthbound Halloween hack. A Megalovania, anyone? Also, my god, this is edgy. Foreshadowing is a narrative device, however, there is one that really stuck in my brain. But to understand why I find it so peculiar, we have to look at the internet landscape of the time. You see, the internet was, and kinda still is, fascinated with turning beloved child-friendly media into something dark and disturbing to, generally speaking, laughable results. Previously, we talked about lost episode creepypastas, wherein an unsuspecting person would see an episode of their favorite show that was actually really dark and twisted and even dangerous. Of course, video games were no exception. If anything, they were more popular than their lost episode counterparts. This brings us into the fun world of video game, but evil, and specifically, the fun world of Mario. Online Mario horror comes in 3 strains, and really, only one of them works. Strain 1 is, help! Evil Mario in my video game! These are stories that acknowledge that the subject is a video game, but places the spooks in that game's story. These are .exe types, where the story will be like, I bought a new game, but Mario was evil, and Peach was died, and Luigi. These are seen in classics like I Hate You, and the comically overrated Coronation Day, also known as apostrophe the. The second strain is, help! My video game is being weird. These are the absolute best kind, as they don't center their story around Mario as much as just video games and their nature. This is where you find the Mario 64 iceberg entries, where rather than being, oh no, Mario did an evil all over Luigi's face, it's more akin to the literal code comprising the game has gone rogue. As a result, the spooks aren't centered around the Mario cast as much as they are for the player, viewer, reader, etc. This makes these stories far more immersive and believable. And I could literally go on for days about how this is the best, so I don't know, tell me if it shouldn't feature video, thanks. The third strain is, help, I'm Luigi and Mario's about to do an evil all over my face. This is the, hardest style to do. It is a story that doesn't acknowledge Mario as a video game, but is instead a totally original story set within the Mario world. And we're supposed to take it seriously. Good luck with that, aspiring writers! This style of horror trips and stumbles over the very simple fact that putting Mario in a grotesque or scary situation is, frankly, absurd to the point of comedy. As a result, it's not exactly the most common method for telling spooky Mario stories, but there is one worth discussing. Not a creepypasta, not even a web series, no analog horror silly stretched out face. No. A full video game. An RPG Maker horror adventure game. I want to talk about parentheses Mario, the music box.
Here I stand alone. No to see that my life is fading. Lost in time, forgot. Now I perish under. Why is it sad?
I'm going to do something I don't normally do. I've gone through a game once before, but that was for the specific purpose of analysis, to prove a point and to share the story with people who might not play games for one reason or another. Now, I know that there is another YouTuber, Toadbup, who has already gone through this game, but I'll just go out on a limb here and say our takes on this game aren't going to be the same. We are completely different channels. But hey, go watch that video after this if you want to get another take. Never take a YouTuber's word as gospel, always cross-reference. Without further ado, parentheses Mario, the music box. The first thing that stands out about this game is while trying to download it, you're met with the absolute funniest warning known to man. They rate the game as 13+. Okay, so must be pretty tame, right? I mean, you'd rate a Zelda game that, because not to spoil anything, but no ratings board in the entire world would ever rate this 13+. Let's not dwell on it any further and jump right into the remastered version of the game. And, just gonna open it up real quick and... oh, fuck. So yeah, the remastered version of this seemingly runs in 480p, and if you try full screen it stretches out and causes screen tearing. So, yippee! The horror game starts with an anime opening, so you know you're in for a treat. So I guess I'll do my own. Mario is investigating a mysterious house because people are continuously going missing there. Mario goes alone, wanting to keep other people away from danger. He rocks up to the house but the door is locked. Interacting with the fountain causes the game to explain its main theme to you. Curiosity killed the cat. Thank God, because otherwise I would have never noticed that this game had a theme. Inside the fountain is a crowbar that breaks upon use, allowing Mario the freedom to explore what I like to call locked door manor. By the way, if you turn around and leave, the game ends. We need a light source to progress into the darker parts of the mansion, finding a music box along the way, and then coming across a lantern. Mario decides to just fucking steal the music box because he likes it. Mario, the fucking thief. Spooky Bloodwall tells us to leave, and so we do. Great game! Alright, see you next time. Wait. Fuck, door's gone. Why fucking tell us to leave if you're just gonna delete the door? These ghosts are dicks. There's an endless hallway where Mario can acquire a key. Also, let's talk briefly about Mario's characterization. The game does an actually really great job of capturing Mario's selflessness and heroism. He puts himself at risk for others constantly and is always willing to help first, no matter how spooky the being. They also perfectly represent Mario's famous strict sense of interior design. Take a shot every time he calls something tacky, you will die. That was the most YouTuber joke I've ever. Make sure to smash that subscribe button and really fuck up that. Heading out near the hall introduces us into the RPG Maker adventure game nightmare of fuck you, random death. Curiosity killed the cat manifests in this game as save often, because half the decisions you make are 50-50 on whether you'll die or not. Walk into the wrong room, hope you saved. Every death boots you directly back to the title screen. Most of this feels like gratuitous edge and demolishes any tension and the pacing and just god, it sucks. I understand it's a genre convention or whatever, but man, there's a reason it gives you 9 save files to use, because you need to save after every single little thing you do. Mario sees Peach, but she just ignores him. There's a lot of documents scattered around the house, giving us insights into the lives of people that once lived there. Mario runs into several ghosts who are just... okay, let's talk about it. Mario looks great. He's well drawn, expressive, and accurate to the character. This is a double-edged sword, as it also, while impressive, means he sticks out massively next to the rogues gallery of edgy anime OC ghosts, who are, by comparison, much lower quality. Clearly the developers were simply more comfortable with the big cartoony Mario characters, but their edgy OCs suffer. And of course, these styles clash to comedic effect. Mario finds some music sheets and decides to play them, summoning the ghost of a child named Aria, and he offers to help her track down her remaining music sheets. She drops the kitchen key, and I definitely didn't get stuck on the safe puzzle for an embarrassing amount of time. Nope, I'm smart and normal and not dumb. Hee hoo hoo. Upstairs in the library we can read more about the world, and hilariously, it tries connecting the incident with the regular Mario canon by bringing up booze. Just so fucking funny. Could you imagine if King Boo popped out? Mario finds a picture of himself in a chest and ooh, spooky. And also now we can actually solve the safe puzzle. Mario can now access a new room and within it read a book. One that slowly starts taking over his mind as he seemingly becomes possessed. Then, holy shit, Luigi! If there's anyone that can take on a haunted mansion, it is this guy. He's famous for being the #1 ghost sucker and also being the best amiibo. to shove up your ass. Also, you can again just turn around and leave. Luigi has to try save his brother, who dies like 40 times, and he's fully convinced every time. You'd think on like the third unique instance of seeing the same person dead in a different way, you'd get skeptical. But hey, this is the Mario universe. He initially sees him trapped in a painting. Oh, just like the other mansion. Reference! Oh fuck. Faceless Mario tries to do an evil all over Luigi's face, but thankfully he escapes, and I definitely didn't fuck this one up. Oh, good lord. Luigi gets a black light and can see all the hidden stains in the mansion, including piss. Luigi judges your pee aiming skills ASMR. The game also references EGAD. This is my personal favorite thing the game does, where you're almost immersed in its DeviantArt meets anime storytelling, and then it rips you right out. Remember the guy who invented the goop paintbrush that got Mario framed for graffiti and sent to court and prison? Luigi has to remove a seal blocking him from going upstairs, and upon creating the seal, gets a vision of the past. Before all the ghosts, upstairs he sees Mario die again. We solve a bunch of samey puzzles and find the housekeeper's quarters, and oh, hello. The butler's name is Alfred, by the way, so, you know. Luigi has to show him a picture of the maid Rosa, who he was in love with. Oh, we'll talk about this one later. Alfred seems like a lovely guy, though. Leaving, we see, is that fucking Byakuya Danganronpa Togami? He is even wearing what looks strikingly like the Hope's Peak uniform. He's apparently named Reba, but I'm not buying that bullshit, Togami. He just fucking leaves. Seriously. Solving a clock puzzle that I definitely got first try. Looks like, oh fuck, Mario's back to doing evil on Luigi's face. Oh, that is so funny. After escaping Evil Mario, we find, oh my god, 13 plus. Wait, what? We're not one of the bros anymore. That's right, it's Byakuya time. He seems to have a voice in his head pushing him to do certain things. Leaving, he finds Mario? But he died 50 times. Togami has to comfort him. Not because he gives a shit, but because he hopes Mario knows where the exit is. This is when the game introduces a new feature: timed important decisions. If we try and brace Mario too early, Togami will fucking die. Wait, hold on. Yeah, so the B-Man's big gimmick is that he can't die, and will always just reset back to where the danger was first encountered. This is seemingly the game giving you a break from looking at the title screen and saving constantly, which begs the question, why isn't the rest of the game like this? No, seriously, why not just have this checkpoint system? You can still get your edgy death animations, but I don't have to do all this tedious nonsense. Regardless, he can talk Mario down and then embrace him. Ah, this is yaoi. Mario passes out and Togami brings him to a room to sleep. You can interact with the bookshelf until, what in the fucking warrior cats? This is Layla, the cat guardian angel. My head hurts. Mario is now in a dream world, where it's made clear that his body is being taken over by an evil ghost attempting to gain immortality. Mario then is sent to a vision of a seemingly pre-spook version of the house, where a young girl telepathically chokes him to death, and they repeat the theme of the game again. He wakes up and the iconic duo of Supered Mario and the Danganronpa Man head out on their scary house adventure together. Also, apparently you can just hit the ghosts. So there's that. But then, Mario with green eyes shows up, but Mario have blue eye. That's right, he's been possessed by the evil ghost, who seems to recognize Togami. First course of action, fucking choke him out, but make sure not to kill him. Back in the dreamscape, we learn that the ghost's name is Alice Adorace. Back in the hallway we see, oh, it's Peach. Forgot about her, honestly. Going through the glowing doorway, we get a flashback scene of the house pre-ghost, where a kid named Serena trips and her sister Anna tries to care for her, but it turns out Alice was an abusive mother and directly hates Anna but worships Serena. Mario wakes up once again, unaware of what happened, and the adventure continues. There are various references to Byakuya recognizing Mario, but not really being sure why, or how. Heading outside, Mario once again passes out and Byakuya has to get food for him. From there he can speak to Alice, and it turns out they were together. This is immersion breaking because we all know that Togami likes men. I'd like a full refund of this free game. I want my nothing back. If you choose to abandon Mario by using the bridge, Byakuya gets eaten by what I think is supposed to be the Unagi eel from Mario 64, which is so funny. In the cave, I think this is supposed to be a tense scene where Togami has to quickly pick a mushroom by using a conveniently placed book to pick one he can actually eat. Red are edible, but if you pick the red mushrooms, it's not enough. If you give all the edible ones, he's still too weak. Okay, what about the super mushroom over there? Well, if you feed him that, his fucking head explodes. No, instead you need to go to this corner and get the true super mushroom to feed him so he can get back on his feet. Alice asks Byakuya to sacrifice Mario to her so she can live again. Mario finds the grave of the children sacrificed in the house. From behind, Byakuya restates the theme of the game and knocks Mario out. Again, in his dreamscape, he's slowly losing control, and back in the hallway, gets a vision of Alfred being attacked by Alice. Who the fuck is this blue ghost? How many people died in this house? Anyway, hell yeah. Luigi time. Togami drops Mario because he is really bad at his job. Ah man, Luigi time was short. Mario follows the princess into a room and there's a painting of her, but it turns into... Isn't that the girl from Kagaguri? Oh shit, the princess is here to do an evil all over Mario's face? We collect matches, some alcohol... Wait, he's not about to make like a Molotov cocktail or something, is he? So it turns out that the princess was the Kagaguri girl, and can you set ghosts on fire? The bros are finally reunited and they can get the fuck out of here. Heading out the front door, the nightmare can finally end. Oh, come on! Mario get green eyes and kills the best amiibo to shove up your ass. What a ridiculous ending. Wouldn't it be terrible if they made an entire game about this? Foreshadowing is when you say a thing about the thing that happened later. Let's instead head back upstairs to the housekeeper quarters where, seriously? Alice is still trying to take over Mario's body, and it's caused him to pass out. Alright everybody, update to the Mario Music Box Trinket game. Take a shot every time Mario insults the decor. Take a shot every time Mario passes out. Take a shot every time there's inexplicably another ghost. And take a shot every time Luigi. With that, it's up to Luigi to deal with the housekeeper's unfinished business and... Okay, let's talk about it. This next bit is pretty heavy, so just keep that in mind. So the plotline seems to be here that Alfred loves Rosa, but she rejected his advances. Not taking no for an answer, he pushed further, and then seemingly assaulted her. Your goal is to kinda rekindle this relationship? If Luigi presents just Alfred's apology letter or just the wedding ring, Rosa will get so mad that she literally kills him. Clearly the abuse was extremely damaging to her, yet if you present both items at the same time, she just accepts and gives you your next key item. I don't know if this was the intention, but I don't really think it matters. I have to break recap mode here and genuinely speak. I don't think the Mario the Music Box writers are equipped to deal with subject matter like this. I really don't. The most obvious reason being that this isn't really the place to explore something like this. Edge is fine, but the edge should be limited to the absurd. Mass sacrifices and ghosts eating Mario, which is already kind of an odd thing for a ghost to do, but not this. Not something so real. A genuine fear that countless people constantly have, where if they reject a man's advances that he might retaliate. Super Mario's spooky anime house adventure is simply not the place for it. It feels wildly inappropriate, intentionally or otherwise. Regardless, Rosa gives Luigi holy water. Does Christianity exist in the Mario universe? Using this, Luigi dispels Alice from Mario, and the bros head upstairs to find Alice waiting for them, with Byakuya dead on the ground. Luigi's cast aside, and Alice transports Mario to the top of a tower for an epic anime boss fight. What the fuck is going on? What? Who is that? Voice acting? What? Who? What? Mario's holy water glows as it's time to take on Alice directly. He sprays her with the holy water and she screams in agony. She dies, and it's finally all over. But just then, the music box breaks. Anybody else completely forget about this thing? Mario is pulled into the box, where he seems to fall into an impossibly deep void, floating through nothingness as his life flashes before his eyes. Mario, through his selflessness and determination to help absolutely everyone he can, re-emerges from the music box as a cosmic interdimensional entity who makes everyone forget who he is because he'd rather be forgotten than have his loved ones live with the pain of his absence as he passes on the torch to Luigi as the protector of the Mushroom Kingdom. He holds on to his memories, but he too eventually lets Mario fade from his mind. Mario takes the newborn baby Alice to raise as his own child, teaching her to be a good person. But he'd have to return to the mansion to fulfill his purpose as they spend their final moments together, watching shooting stars before he announces that he must leave, and she promises to follow what he taught her and make him proud. There's so much game left. Welcome to the intermission. What's up? This is where we take a little bit of a break, to let the audience... I hit my phone. This is where we take a little bit of a break to let the audience digest what they just saw and chat, chat like pals or whatever. This one's been crazy. This is so abridged. There is so much to do. I might, stream it one day or something just to get the full experience. But, this is where I tell you to go follow me on Twitter, join the server, and of course, talk about fan art. Yup. So, this is where I'd show you fan art. We're gonna be sending you right back soon. I've kind of lost my mind doing this one, to be honest. This is the most fucking insane I've ever felt. Alright, bye. Ooh, I'm a spooky ghost. Just kidding. I am a ghost though. But it's like chill. It's cool. It's cool. I'm not even here to scare you and shit. I'm here to offer you a deal of a lifetime, a ghostly deal of a lifetime. That's right. Look at this. The Guys Own for Aspiring Vampires Patreon. What? Get access to some bonus material? And of course, like all things, your name said at the end of the video, which is always cool. Who doesn't love a credit? It will help support me and help me continue doing what I'm doing if you're enjoying it. I don't know what this accent. All rewards can be all rewards can be redeemed from the patron-only hooligan channel on the server. That's right, the Guys Home for Aspiring Vampires server. It's the best server in town, and it's free to join for anybody. Woo! That's the scariest shit I can think of. Free stuff? What the fuck? Over at Guys Home Aspire Vampire, you can do all sorts of crazy shit, like send messages, call your friends, send images, and even sound. We got amazing emotes and fun commands. I swear to God, if you ask me to behead your father, I'm fucking tired of this joke. It has literally been going on for a year now, I think. Ooh, Carl, behead my father spookily. Carl, possess Leon Kennedy to fall down, please. Carl, where's my Byakuya boyfriend? There's even more shit. So much of it. Oh, so much shit. So make sure to put your money in my pocket. I mean Kai pocket. And join everything that I mentioned. The Guys Home for Aspiring Vampires Patreon and server. The server's free, the patron's not, obviously, but you have to be in the server to get your patron rewards. If instead you go downstairs but don't go through the front door, you can find two pieces of a locket. Combining them together and using the medallion as a dial for another safe puzzle. Oh, my favorite! Getting a dispel charm and a photo of the home's residents, including Byakuya. Mario is transported back to the dream hallway to get another vision, where Anna finally snaps and kills Serena, being goaded into it by her imaginary friend. Alice is obviously distraught, not because her favorite daughter is dead, but because she was going to use Serena for the ritual, so she kills Anna. Picking up another charm and a key, the bros can head out to the forest, where that thing happens. This annoying quirk of the game, where even if you know the solution, but Mario doesn't, it just doesn't work. It's not like he just doesn't interact with it or says he doesn't understand, preventing the player from doing the puzzle. No, you can just run endlessly in this Lost Woods knockoff, wondering why the solution isn't working. It's not like I looked up a guide. No, I saw the solution on the map. But for it to work, Mario has to add it to his journal himself. Seriously. This is even more of an issue when I died at some point and forgot to re-add it. So despite thinking I had the answer, despite already interacting with it, I had to go back and re-add this simple code to my journal. Before all that though, while trying to head out properly, we meet the cat again. Who, is a person? I have a sneaking suspicion this may be a self-insert. Up ahead, the ghosts of Serena ask for assistance, and they head into the mines, which I genuinely thought for a second was filled with people, but of course, it ghost. Oh boy, the funniest death in the game happens here, where Mario pulls a lever and a rock just crushes Luigi. I don't know why I find this so fucking funny. He's not okay, Mario. He's very dead. There's a sign before warning not to pull levers, so, you know, would have been great to read beforehand. Oh, would it be a Mario game without a level? Flipping a switch, which, you know, we shouldn't be doing, causes the entire mine to start fucking collapsing, which pisses Luigi the fuck off. Which in turn pisses Mario the fuck off. And he runs away and becomes Alice again, and Pinocchio fucking karate chops Mario in the neck and he passes out. Of course, Mario's sleepy, it's vision time. Past Byakuya returns home to find his daughter dead, and she tells him that his wife did it. Byakuya takes Mario to complete the ritual, hoping if he plays along, he'll finally be let free. Oh hey, it's that fucking cat, who encourages Luigi and he gets back up, picks up the music box, and gets ready, finding Mario in a wedding dress? Ritual dress? I don't know anymore. If Luigi chickens out and leaves, the apocalypse happens and the Mushroom Kingdom burns to the ground? What? Alice ends the world. The stakes are so much higher than I ever could have imagined. So, let's not do that. Let's not do that one. Interrupting the ritual causes Byakuya to die for the 500th time, as Alice takes over Mario and becomes Malice. Oh boy. Do you think they planned for that pun? Mario is, crucified? Okay. Then the fight begins. When I say that the Malice fight is the worst thing I have ever played, I fully mean that. You have to run around switching off these, lights? I don't know. You do so by perfectly executing this quick time event. Now, thing is, it has to be done in a seemingly random fucking order. I don't know why. I don't know how you're supposed to figure out the order without trial and error. Some of these take 3 perfectly executed QuickTime events, and if you get one wrong, it boots you out and resets. This is while being hunted by Malice. Sure, fine. Except she keeps spawning these fucking scissor ghosts. And there's a lot of them, and one of them just moves faster than the rest for seemingly no reason and just rushes you. This is not aided by the game's extremely slippery controls, where just tapping the arrow keys makes you take like 5 steps. And the only way to activate the QuickTime event is to be right in front of the machine. You can't even juke them out, because again, one of them is simply faster than you. You can get completely stuck between them and a machine, and can get nonsensically stuck on the level. The fucking machines don't pause the people chasing you, so you're guaranteed to get hit when you're done or if you fail. I think they're supposed to slow down, but it doesn't seem to work. Sometimes the QuickTime event is just bullshit, and fucking also you're on a time limit, so you can't even take your time moving the enemies away from the machines. You just gotta beeline it so you can have the time to make mistakes, because you will. Fuck, shit, oh, come on, why? So close, come on! With that, the 2 daughters go, Super Saiyan? Why are they both glowing blonde? Using the power of the Chaos Emeralds, they seal Alice away in the music box, and the bros leave the cave. With the sunrise covering the land in a warm glow, kingdom off in the near distance, Alice's spirit, now freed from Malice, has reflected on her life. Mario breaks the music box, setting her soul free so she can finally pass on. The bros return home, and Mario burns his journal. He went to the house looking for information to publish, but now he thinks it's better off put to rest. The credits roll for the final time. The mansion is better off lost. There are a few alternate endings, but this video necessarily has to be pretty abridged, and the only one we're talking about is the one where Alice isn't removed from Mario and then they go home, only because there's this picture of Mario's ass I wanted to use as the thumbnail. However, finally, after many hours, many deaths, I can confidently say, the nightmare is over. Don't look at the runtime. Did you really fucking think it ended there? Togami runs out. Finally he's free, though the cat interrupts him. He threatens to kill it, but it's just toying with him, leading him into a town where he'll have to atone for his sins. The people he killed. As Mario watches out the window and Luigi is on fire? What? So that opens up a lot of questions, all of which are answered in Mario the Music Box Arc. Okay, so the remaster of Mario the Music Box Arc says it's a cancelled project. So to me this meant it was unfinished, and I wasn't going to risk playing through a huge chunk of the game only to find out I can't finish it. That's why you may notice a dip in art quality, because I'm playing the original version. Remember that ending where Mario stabs Luigi outside the house? Yeah, it's that one. Arc opens with a remix of a Marina and the Diamond song. Like all good horror games, we get a flashback to just before Mario leaves, playfully joking about spooky ghosts, then cutting back to Luigi, bleeding out. Mario runs inside to find Princess Peach. Alice tries taking over again to kill her, but Mario resists, and the pair head into the basement, where a shadowy figure looms over them. It's Luigi. He's not dead, but Mario assumes it's a ghost and holds the door shut. Well, Peach disappears. From there, Mario has to gather 4 medallions to unlock a door. Maybe this really is Resident Evil. Who sets up their homes like this? While there, we can pick up a memory, seemingly showing a young Alice talking to someone. Mario hides from an unknown threat, notices he doesn't have a reflection, gets eaten by a chest, and nearly gassed to death, allowing him to go to the sewer with this just fuck off memorization puzzle. This set a really bad precedent going forward. In the sewer, we find another memory fragment that reveals Byakuya was like 200 years old when he met Alice, and she was a child. More puzzle solving and memorization later, Mario nearly gets drowned but narrowly escapes, allowing him to leave, where he ends up in a classroom? ? With 2 static ghosts. I don't know anymore, man. Trying to leave, Mario sees Luigi. The bros venture further into the basement, only to be stopped by Togami, and he chases after them. They escape outside, but Mario gets fucking stabbed. Luigi fucking passes out. Mario then has another Alice moment. In the forest, we find what looks to be a faceless Peach. Hanging. Spooky. That's when oh no, you can't make a game with toads scary. This is the EGAD problem times 100. The Toad Ghost tells us Luigi actually has green eyes, but wears ghost-seeing contact lenses that are blue. Which is why, if you recall, in Mario the Music Box, all the ghosts Luigi saw had a colour to them, either red or blue, depending on whether they're angry or not. Some more spooks happen, the bros reunite, but then quickly disband again because Luigi has kinda lost his mind. Fair. This leads us into the main plotline. Marchion. Marchion is that fucking guy who randomly appears during the optional first Alice boss fight. You know, the one where Mario becomes an interdimensional being? Still not over that? Marchion was the head of the town. He was raised to be that way by abusive, controlling parents who never let him outside, never let him play, interact with other kids. He was locked inside to study. You see, this is the distant past. The town is very religious and heavily superstitious. The main superstition being that twins of the same gender being born is a bad omen. Is Marchion Bridget? After his parents passing away, Marchion is finally united with his brother, Luciano, who is the exact opposite. A more humble, outdoorsy type who shows Marchion the world. But, oh fuck, is that Byakuya Togami? Togami is trying to expose Marchion as having a twin brother, so Marchion instead says Luciano isn't his brother, but is actually a witch, trying to trick him, I think. But it backfires and Marchion is sentenced to death via guillotine, while Luciano is being burnt at the stake. All his hatred for the brother he thought he loved bubbles up and he places a curse on him. It seems as though Luciano's vengeful spirit has taken over the best amiibo to shove up your ass. And it's why Luigi is so aggressive now. At one point, cutting off Marchion's head while in Luigi's body. Then, setting his sights on Mario. Also, there's this god-awful ghost lamp section. It is so unbelievably tedious and bad. We learn why Alice hates Marchion. It's seemingly because he kicked her family out of their home. We see Byakuya's first wife killed by Alice. There's a ghost of Marchion's version of Princess Peach, who was called Misery? Because she's a witch, I guess? Marchion called her Aurora though to cover that up. There's some running away from Luigi until Mario just can't take it anymore and needs to rest. Also, he acknowledges that he talks about decor too often, but I'm counting this, so remember to take a shot. Also, he is about to pass out again, so, get ready. Mario has a nightmare of his past self, sentencing Luciano to death, and then Byakuya sentencing him to death. He gets more visions from the past, and look, this second game seems to be dealing a lot more with the Mario characters, and while that actually makes it slightly easier to get invested, because you're not running into constantly clashing styles, I do absolutely miss the many edgy anime OCs, and oh, there we go. Her name's apparently Helena, and I think that's supposed to matter to me. Wonder what her deal is. Oh, holy fuck! Why does a Witch of Illusion need a fucking chainsaw? This is the edgiest anime OC yet! Fuck, oh, she died. I don't know if it's just the music manipulating me, the fact I've spent this long in the game, or if it was just because I was sick and very sleep deprived, but this scene actually hit me in the feels a little bit. Marchion and Mario simultaneously apologize to their respective brothers. They can finally move on. However, Luigi, clearly overwhelmed, runs off, now seemingly working with Byakuya. Mario chases after him through another Lost Woods ripoff up to the church, where the final fight can begin. Byakuya has completely lost his mind. A seemingly possessed Luigi tackles Mario to the ground and he fights back, starting the Byakuya boss fight. Which, for what it's worth, is better than the Malice fight. Not a high bar to clear, but it is flipping switches in a seemingly random order while being chased, but there's no quick time events. Byakuya is crushed by a chandelier. The bros walk out and Luigi stabs Mario, and then Mario stabs Luigi, and no way, that's right. Okay, well, what if you complete the game, but instead you don't save a single time? Well, the bros walk out of the church and Mario seemingly passes out, take a shot, and reawakens with Peach and Luigi by his bedside. Aw, how nice. He was only out for like a day because of, a go-kart accident? It was all a dream. Okay, well what about the other route? That's right, we've only seen 50% of the game, because there's also the insane route. It's much of the same, except now Mario does the evil all over everyone's face. But oh no, it's actually Mario doing it, because there's no green eye. Like Peach, Luigi, Byakuya. Luigi's like a fucking demon ghost thing now? I don't know. This time you connect with Byakuya, yes, after stabbing him. Mario even gets to wear his coat. Aww. How cute. The game has some more toxic yaoi before running into Marchion, who now fucking hates Mario, and genuinely pulls a low-tier god on him. We explore a lot more of Togami's past. We also get some flashbacks to Marchion and Luciano's childhoods, which is definitely not cursed at all. Neither is Marchion's dad, who is like a Mario head on a normal man. There is too much to talk about. There is only so much abridging I can do. What's with the big spider nest water area? The Luciano ghost who is just, oh my god. Helena has Togami like tied up and she's gonna hang him. We get more flashbacks of him hanging out with a child he's gonna marry soon. And there's stuff about Luciano's tragic life, and who the fuck is this kid? Marchion fucking rips Mario's soul out. So you have to play as the soul? Byakuya killed Marchion's parents because he's such an evil little guy. There's a fucking naked Waluigi statue that literally whams. Press space to wham. Back at the church, everything is as dramatic as it gets. The religiosity is off the charts. We're about to have the most Catholic boss fight in Mario history. As we approach Marchion's ornate, stained glass window, Mario is forced to confront his sins, like gluttony, being presented with endless, delicious cake to indulge in until he throws up. Sloth, making sure to just not do anything. Lust. Wait, are those peaches naked? Oh god. You just have to remember what Peach looks like. Then you're transported to a void full of more naked peaches. Or miseries, I guess? It's the same difference. Wrath, greed, envy. In which we get this, Butcher Luigi? I'm slightly lost. Mario confronts most of his sins, and Byakuya is like, damn, I kinda suck. Wish I was better. And Alice starts crying and shit, and Byakuya kisses Alice, but like it's still Mario, so he's just making out with Mario. The yaoi continues. This embrace of love from her groomer actually causes her spirit to pass on, so the music box breaks automatically. Yeah. It was that fucking easy to break the fucking curse? Are you fucking joking? It's time for the final sin. Pride. Byakuya tries apologizing to Marchion, but as per usual by now, he just gets owned. He's died so many times. Picking up his machete, Mario engages Marchion, the Witch of Rebirth, in combat. It's tense, but Marchion activates Phase 2, determined not to lose, but fails again. But he can't give up that easily. Flipping switches. This game never changes. Mario stabs Marchion once again. He falls to the floor, and it seems like the two are actually having a heart-to-heart. But of course, no. He goes .exe mode and dies. You can choose to wake up Byakuya or kill him, but it's all over. Sorta. Not really at all, even slightly. There is so much left to talk about. So many different scenes, endings, secrets. Like, who's Len? The Witch of Fate or something? Byakuya can reveal his demon form, which looks... There's this entire, like, side story where it's a big Alice in Wonderland parody? And I just... Huh? I think it's fitting that my last word for the whole segment was just... huh. So before we move on, let's just make something very clear. Is Mario the Music Box good? No. Is it well written? Not particularly. Is it scary? Definitely not. But do I still love it? Absolutely. I don't know if I've just developed Stockholm Syndrome from spending so much time with these games or what, but I love this thing with my whole heart. But that begs the question, why? Well, it's that part of the Kai's Home episode. If you're a fan of the show, you probably know what's about to happen. You've probably been waiting for it even. If you're new here, you have no idea. So I'll get straight to it. This video isn't about Mario the Music Box. It's about bad art and the ethics of cringe. Full disclosure, I mean bad art in the like all-encompassing sense. I don't think Corpse Syndrome is a bad artist. In fact, I think they're very talented. People often say they love bad movies, and so do I, genuinely. They can be so fun, so much more entertaining than like a regular movie. They don't have the budget to hide their blemishes, their imperfections make them feel so human. However, you don't really hear people say that they love bad video games. Not as much anyway. This makes sense. A bad video game is something you have to play, actually participate in. You can't just watch the insanity unfold. As a result, bad video games are way more fun to watch someone else play, like a bad movie. It's no surprise that the first popular online show about video games aimed to take you back to the past, to play the shitty games that suck ass. I mean, he'd rather have a buffalo take a diarrhea dump in his ear. He'd rather eat the rotten asshole of a roadkill skunk and down it with beer than play these games. He is the angriest gamer you've ever heard. He's the angry Nintendo nerd. He's the angry Atari Sega nerd. He's the angry video game nerd. So stupid. As for me, pretentious time. I love bad video games. Unlike any other medium, video games let you be part of the art, with bad games allowing you to fully explore a world that is fundamentally broken. They say every frame's a painting, but with Mario the Music Box, every frame's a DeviantArt nightmare OC who will teleport behind you and say, "Nothing personnel, kid." It is so uniquely human. In an age of so much slop, devoid of personality or artistic merit, for all its flaws, it's like a breath of fresh air to play a game that practically acts as a window into the people who made it. A form of unfiltered expression, human in every way. Yet of course, Mario the Music Box is cringe. It is cringe. To all its insanity, let's not forget that the core of the game is Super Mario getting possessed by a yandere ghost girl who kills everyone to be with her Byakuya Togami boyfriend. It's a yandere story. It's edgy in that particularly anime fan way. It's cringe, but it's good cringe. It's lovable cringe. Sure, I'm laughing at it, but I'm still actually enjoying it. And that's where the difference lies. The difference between bad cringe and good cringe. Let's talk briefly about a truly cringe horror story. Earlier in this episode, I spoke about games like I Hate You, Coronation Day, and the concept of a .exe game. But where did that all start? Well, of course, my personal icon of cringe. One of the many embarrassments from the 2010s dragged up to be reconsumed by an all-new generation of children. I'm talking about Sonic.exe. The old poster child for bad creepypasta. The piece of shit. I enjoy Sonic.exe. It has a lot of overlap with Mario the Music Box. They're both excessively edgy and violent stories where the titular, normally happy-go-lucky protagonist starts going crazy and hurting people. The difference being is that I only enjoy Sonic.exe because of how laughable it is. I have zero respect for it, and I'm so fascinated as to why. Of course, there is a major quality disparity between the two works, but there's something else, something more. Is it just because Sonic.exe is a pale imitation of works much better than it? A fundamental misunderstanding of what made its genre good? I'm not sure. Mario the Music Box is also so caught up in its own genre, it literally uses Corpse Party music. So, is it who made it? I'm not sure either. While it is true that JC the Hyena started out as a deeply laughable individual before shifting gears into being an alleged abuser and groomer, which makes it all just not funny at all, I had no respect for it in the same way before all this came out. There's something deeper, more fundamental going on, something that I can't put into words, an invisible passion that radiates from the work. It's like Mario the Music Box has a soul, and that makes it feel that much more lovable. I was hesitant about this episode as a result. I felt weird making fun of it, but I do think you should be able to make fun of things like this. But there is a nuance to it, I feel. You see, we talked about cringe media, both bad and good, but there's also good and bad ways to cringe. Cringe culture is dead was a semi-popular position only a year or two ago, with people posting about how they're cringe, but they're free. But is that true? No, of course not. While we may be free from the heyday of Try Not to Cringe compilation 400, I think cringe culture has mutated into a form that might even be more insidious and accepted than it was before. Think about it. To me, it's changed into the snarky, joyless, "this is bad actually" quote tweets or TikTok comments, where an artist or creator will post something entirely harmless and some jackass quote tweets it with, "this is terrible actually, and you're the worst." Which, to be fair, is kinda standard internet comments. But the strange part is, these get like 40 billion likes. Somehow, you're not some dickhead nobody. It's a chance to gain so much attention, whereas before it feels like this would just be buried under the sea of other meaningless replies and comments. This isn't even to mention the most subjectively evil form of cringe culture, where there are now seemingly even more channels dedicated to lolcow content. A business model entirely revolving around human suffering and the humiliation of the mentally ill, exacerbated thanks to platforms like TikTok. The worst part is, I have a role in this. I've always been a little uncomfortable with my place as both a video essayist and a commentary channel, the latter of which has caused me to reflect a lot. In the last episode, I covered a guy who I do genuinely believe deserves to be mocked and criticized for spreading idiotic and dangerous ideas and putting other people in harm's way with his massive targeted harassment list. But I did something a little different afterwards. Creators do this thing constantly. It's probably etched into your brain by now, but after a creator has spent the past half an hour tearing into someone, they'll just ask you not to harass the person in question. Yet of course, this is functionally useless and only serves to pass blame off of the creator. Of course, I'm not blaming them. They cannot be responsible for thousands of people, if not more. No, I just don't think it's enough. At the end of the last episode, I stopped and made an appeal to the humanity of the people I covered. A brief moment to hopefully allow my audience to reflect. I think only when confronted with their humanity directly can it make a lot of people maybe reconsider their approach. Of course, again, I need to reiterate that there are many people who deserve not just criticism, but mockery. What I hope this appeal does is make people think about how they approach that mockery. If it makes even one person act less cruel, I'd consider that a success. Going forward, I will probably do this a lot, if I ever cover individuals again, which I probably will. Now, one last thing. To bring it back to Mario the Music Box, I'm fascinated as to why these are the emotions and feelings the game drummed up in me. I mean, out of all things, why this? Through all the insane bullshit the game spews, why is this my takeaway? I think it's because to some degree, I'm jealous. When I think back to who I was around the time of the game's release, I mean, hell, even a year ago, I was someone embedded so deep in irony, cynicism, and detachment. You know, as an example, I've been using various renditions of the song Voiceless by Dante and Wolfman1405. It's a great song, and it fits the edgy anime feel of the game this video is sort of about. Where does it come from, though? It's from Siva Gunner's Christmas Comeback Crisis, an infinitely stupid series that I love. It, like Mario the Music Box, is a work that takes a ridiculous combination of characters and thrusts them into an intensely dramatic situation. Of course, the difference being that the CCC is very aware that it's stupid. It plays into it. It is a joke. Therefore, you're free to like it, because it's supposed to be dumb. So it's fine. You're laughing with it. While this is true, it does bring back some odd memories. I was a huge Siva Gunner fan in the 2010s. I mean, massive. It was one of my favorite channels. I was also a huge Love Life fan at the time, but I never said that. No, it's cool, I only like the characters because of the meme, you know? Snow halation, it's funny, it's cool. This ironic detachment I felt for so much of my life is why I'm jealous of Mario the Music Box. To have the confidence to put out something so absurd just for anyone to play is admirable. To make 2 entire games and remakes for your edgy Mario fanfiction is a level of not giving a shit that I wish I could replicate. I've done so much work over the years that it's just hidden out of complete embarrassment, never released, never publicized in any form, often deleted, at best rotting on an old hard drive. Weirdly, this game made me think of all the time I've wasted letting shame control me, letting cringe and embarrassment take over my life in every single sense. That changes now. I'm done with it. I'm taking the steps to grow out of it and truly make this series mine. I'm back working on all my projects outside of this channel, and hopefully you'll hear about them one day. I guess the message is, like a lot of episodes of this show, is that if you have a story to tell, tell it. Make that art. Go outside your comfort zone. Even if you think that story is so stupid, so dumb, so absurd, and maybe even embarrassing, you'll never actually know until you try. And if you get criticism, take it. Learn from it. If you did something insensitive or poorly thought out, take it and grow. Because you'll never develop without pushing yourself, without feedback, without criticism, and sometimes a bit of justified mockery. I've been Kai from Kai's Home for Aspiring Vampires. Hey, is that Mario? Wait, no, don't do an evil all over my face! Wow, you did it, you made it to the end, that's crazy. Hope you're having a good time. I would just like to thank Sammy3D, Hyperwaffled, and Gamma Freya for their continued support. Wowee! Also, you should look at the Patreon, it's important to me. Alright. Also join the server as well. And what else do YouTubers say? Like, do something crazy to that like button or something? Do something crazy to that bell? So stupid!
Easily manipulated. But you know who's immune to marketing? That's right, ants.